We lost every single game against Tottenham last season. All 4 games we lost, including the Europa League final. We lost every single game against Tottenham last season. And left undefeated against us. That's how bad
Mhm.
it was. Our record against Tottenham: 2 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses in all competitions.
Yeah.
Those 2 wins, those 2 wins came early. We haven't beaten Tottenham in 8 games in all competitions. The facts are there. I think it's the 3 draws and 5 losses in all comps. That's the last 5 results against Tottenham. And last 8 results against Tottenham. Our last win against Tottenham was in 2022. That's how bad this streak goes on for. The hoodoo has to be broken because this was us against Tottenham in the 2010, where we used to, what Arsenal are now with Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham's going to turn up. Doesn't matter if it's home or away, we're going to beat them. Tottenham have turned us into whipping boys.
And why I'm kind of happy it's City in a way is because it will be a massive boost mentality wise and character wise because City are our closest rivals. So if we
Mm,
beat them in a one-off game, it will give so much confidence to the team, and it will do more for Arsenal winning the title. But the thing is, if we lose, I don't think that the effect is as detrimental because it just means, all right, cool, scratch that one off. Being in February, especially, sorry, the game was in March, but being in February now, if we build up a lead, win our
yeah.
games, build up momentum leading into that, and let's say City drop points, this is a best case scenario, and we've already got a gap. If we lose, it's just business as usual. And
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Nights of Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST and Mr. K8 in the building. How we doing, people?
All good, all good, all good.
we're good. No tears over here, man. We're good. We're good.
Listen, people, it's been a good week for everybody for once. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously, United won. Obviously, Arsenal won.
Chelsea lost.
Chelsea lost. So it's been a fantastic, and obviously from Mr. KA's perspective, City dropped points. So it's been a good a good week all round for us. But listen, people, Footy Chat is back. We're going to be getting into it. Obviously, we're going to look back on the big games that took place last weekend. We're going to look ahead to the big games this weekend. Obviously, look at the Premier League table, and obviously talk about what happened midweek in the Carabao Cup. Um, but as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share, share, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. People, before we start, make sure you head over and check out the Boxing Talk pod we just did with ST and Tooth. Went through the big fight of the weekend, which caused Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, and also talked about Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Simon Jordan in the interview that took place on Wednesday. But yes, Footy Chat is back. Going to start off with obviously the big game of last weekend, which was Spurs versus Manchester City. As I said, excellent for Mr. KA. Finished 2-2, dropped points by City. City went 2-0 up, looked so comfortable in the first half. You thought that this was just going to be a walkover. But then the Spurs hoodoo on Pep happened, and Spurs were able to come back. 2 goals from Dominic Solanke. First one was debatable because people say it's a foul. I personally don't think it was, and the second one,
I think it was a foul.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think
I don't think it was. But the second one, homage to Giroud with the scorpion kick, which got them the equalizer. So first things first, Ka. You got your wish. your neighbours did you a favour. 2 points dropped by Manchester City. How did you see the game, and how did you feel from the first half to the second half?
After that first half, I was thinking, oh my days, you cannot rely on Spurs for anything. And this is why Spurs are where they are. But as you said, they have some hoodoo over Man City, where no matter how bad the team is, because before you could understand when they had Son, when they had Harry Kane, how they would like how they could beat Man City because they had the players there. But they had so many players out. They had injuries all over the park. They were down 2-0. In 45 minutes, it's 2-2. Like just complete role reversal. They got the 2 goals back, ended in a draw. And I was like, yes, shame on you, shameless Spurs fans who wanted your team to lose. And I was gassed. I was happy. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. One good thing you can do for us. Now roll over when we meet you in a few weeks and a few weeks time, yeah, and let us go about our business. Go back to being
Oh,
the little sisters right down the road.
man said little sisters.
Nah,
Hey,
it
crazy.
is it's crazy. It's crazy. But as Kay said, ST, no Son, no Kane, no Vertonghen, no Alderweireld. Like, do you know what I mean? Like Spurs, we'll just talk about the past. When we look at their team now, no Kulusevski, no Madison, no Van de Ven. Did Pedro Porro play? I don't think Pedro Porro was
No, I
playing
don't think he
either.
did.
But he hasn't
It
really
was a
been
dog
He's
year.
been in and out of the team though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
it
think.
was a
I think.
doggy that
I think
started.
no Benton Core.
No,
Yeah, they had. I think they only had like 12 first team players, in
Yeah.
the
yeah,
squad. But
yeah,
some, and as we said,
And
we
with
looked.
and with Frank leading as well. Like before, obviously Poch in the past,
Yeah,
other like big managers that have been in there. This was Frank
yeah,
with
exact.
this
Talk to
Tottenham
Frank.
like.
But it's one of them ones where obviously 2-0 down, they got booed off at half time as well, and somehow they still found a way to win. And when you look at the goal from Cherki and Semenyo, and you were just like, yeah,
Semenyo.
this could be 3, 4, 5, 6. But they turned it around, Spurs, and ST, we'll get into Spurs a little bit later on as we look ahead to obviously the weekend. But from a Manchester City perspective, it's just same as usual. They just can't. They can't kill teams off. They can't deal with the legs. And this is why I repeatedly say they are still not ready to go and win the Premier League. And I think Sunday proved that.
Bro, what did I tell? Listen. I don't know why.
Mm.
I need to start.
You called it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start betting because I can't lie. I'm getting a lot of these right because you know what it is with Tottenham. I mean, with Man City, their defense don't have legs like that. It's weird, and the midfield. I'm telling you, as technical as they are, Bernardo Silva can't get around the pitch. Turkey running around the pitch is not his game. You need to get him on the football. And then you have Foden in and out of the team and Reinders, who are very good players, but they're ball dominant players. You can overrun them. And when you put Basuma and Star and all these things like this, it is a wrap because these guys get tired. But even that, they were winning so comfortably because Man City had the ball. But then in the second half, they retreated, which I was quite shocked. Man City's defense is still very weak. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diaz,
Even though Gay is
Gavardio
there,
being out, massive for them.
and you know what the funniest thing is? The best player that's in their defense right now, who's very experienced, is Kuzunov. I think Kuzunov has been all right. I
Mm.
just think Riley, what's it called? You put Rico Lewis there. He's had a few stinkers.
Mm-hmm.
O'Reilly is not a defender, and then they had to put him into midfield for legs, and even he doesn't have the legs to go across. It's you're missing a lot of first team defenders, and as you said, Man City defensively are not as strong enough, and also Haaland is struggling for form as well. Yes, Semenyo scored goals, but again, the service into Haaland is non-existent. He's not getting the chances like he used to, and that's also a problem. They don't have a midfielder that passes the ball intricately like a De Bruyne to Haaland, and he's starving right now. and that's also contributing to Man City not doing very great. And as you said, overall, Man City are not ready to win the league. They don't have the experience. Like we were both said this as well. They're going to continue to drop points, and they're going to continue to drop points to teams that you don't expect to, because again, they're not the best, and they don't have the players, all the players that they used to think that we had. They're not strong enough anymore. And I'm not surprised that even though Tottenham are a terrible team, it really comes down to Tottenham packing the midfield and overrunning them, because
Yep.
technique for technique, Tottenham can't match City. But if you put Papi Matar, Basuma, you put legs, they can be overrun, and that's how a lot of the teams have been beaten Man City. And obviously, defensively, Man City are not great, so um, they're still lacking. The midfield needs to freshen up. I was even thinking about the striking force. I was quite surprised that they got a striker. It was more defense. Defense and midfield is what they needed, and they didn't address that. So it hates me. It pains me to say it, but Arsenal are really in the driving seat. Was Arsenal? I think Arsenal will drop points, but nowhere near as Man City will.
No,
So
100%. And you
yeah,
brought up Haaland, and what sums it up for Haaland is he scored twice in 11 games in all competitions. A
one in
penalty,
7 games.
a penalty against Brighton, and a goal against Galatasaray in the Champions League. And then, yeah, that's a crazy stat.
Yeah,
And that obviously couples up with the form of City. Since the turn of the year, they've won five, drawn four, lost two in all competitions. In the league, 0-0 draw against Sunderland, 1-1 draw against Chelsea, 1-1 against Brighton, lost till 2-0 to us, beat Wolves 2-0, and then drew with Spurs 2-2. They've only won once in 6 games in the league. That is not title winning form.
hmm
And it's unfortunate for them because they're seeing it slip through their fingers. But obviously, all is not lost for them because it's 6 points. It's as Mr. KA alluded to last week. It should be bigger. The gap between them and the rest should be bigger, but it is only 6 points. Two losses and the City keep winning all of a sudden, or even a loss in the draw, and then it looks a bit shaky. Um, but 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 the issue for them is now they now go up against a team who won their game last week. A very even though they went 1-0 down, and Newcastle had a couple of chances in the first half. Liverpool then beat up Newcastle and won their game 4-1. And when I look at I think to be fair, the statistics are quite close. I think it's 3 wins, 4 draws, and 3 losses for City against Liverpool, and I think there's 5 losses in all competitions or something like that. But the struggle is they haven't won at Anfield since 2021. So we're looking at nearly 5 years since City last won at Anfield. So that's the difficulty that they are facing. And obviously, I know Mr. KA is now becoming a Liverpool fan for this weekend because it is the big game of the weekend.
hmm
Well, it's the two big games of the weekend. Um, so, KA, what are your expectations for this game, Liverpool versus Man City? Obviously, I know you're wanting a Liverpool win, but can you say with chest that you are expecting Liverpool to win, or do you see a different outcome coming in?
Well, at the moment, um, you wouldn't be crazy to think that Liverpool will win. They're out of the two, they're the form team. They've got their players seem to be more in form, but City are still City. They've still got dangerous players dotted around the pitch who can produce moments. Look at Shirky, look at Foden. I can list their front eight who can produce moments. So it should be a good game, but yeah, as an Arsenal fan, I'm going to be praying for a Liverpool win, and obviously, and then I'm hoping Arsenal will win on Saturday, and then following that, City lose, and it will go to what would it be? What are we currently?
It'll
Six
be
ahead, go
well
to nine.
if you win, yeah, it'll be 9.
It'll go to 9. So Arsenal will then have a few potential banana peels games coming up with Chelsea, Tottenham coming up, a couple of interesting
We'll
away
beat
games.
Chelsea and Tottenham, man.
Uh,
We're beating them too. I'll be honest. Like they're
we
nothing.
should
Like
beat them. We should beat them, but it's still London. We've got a few London derbies coming up. Um, which is always going to be busy. Chelsea are going to want to get some revenge, and but if we can do our business, then I won't be saying again it's points dropped. We should be ahead. So hopefully Liverpool do the business for us. SKTK, Verts, these man there, Salah. Don't forget about him. And then yeah, I'll be smiling next week.
we don't want him smiling people.
Listen, I think Liverpool and City's form aren't too dissimilar. I think in all comps, I think
Also,
Liverpool have
City
won
have that. City don't
4.
have a good record there, do they?
Nah,
Home
they don't. As
field.
I said,
No,
the last win there was 2021.
But
But
these things really matter, man. It's just I don't know.
yeah, it does. To a certain extent, it does. It just goes to show how difficult it is. Listen, going away to Anfield is one of the difficult places to go in the league in general for most clubs. But I think when you haven't won there in such a period of time, I think it does matter. But I think Liverpool are in a similar form to City. I think they've won 4, drawn 4, and lost 1 in all comps. But I think in the league, I think it's worse. I think they've only won 1 in 6 in the league. It's a similar form to Manchester City with the loss to Bournemouth. So ST, both teams are going into this game in similar form. In similar
Actually,
form,
yeah, it is very similar.
yeah, in similar
Sorry, I'm just looking
form.
at it now. Sorry.
So it's a case of because when I look at this game, I can't see past the Liverpool win purely because of the legs that Liverpool will have in midfield, the legs that Liverpool have got up front, the problems that their front three will cause with Wirtz in behind, and the fact that Haaland isn't scoring goals. And people can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I still don't think he scored at Anfield, Haaland.
not that I
Okay,
remember.
I'm gonna
So,
check.
so it's gonna be a difficult game for City. Can you make ST? Can you make a case for Man City, or is this Liverpool all the way?
I think Liverpool had this. Even though Liverpool, I would say Liverpool defensively can get up. I think
Yep.
overall, I think Liverpool's midfield and Liverpool's strike force, even though obviously you got Semenyo there, I think Liverpool's strike force will still be a bit too strong for them. I still think they've still got a little bit more firepower and a little bit more legs in Szoboszlai and all these guys
Mm.
to deal with Man
Wow.
City. And I think that Liverpool have an advantage, and they're at home as well. And I know, for
So
example, someone like Van Dijk likes to get up. Well, sorry, go on, Kay.
no, I was gonna wait for you. Sorry, I thought you'd finished. Are you?
No, no, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, yeah. I was just
Yeah,
gonna
no, I
say
was gonna say.
Liverpool.
Anfield is the only stadium Haaland has never
Yeah,
scored in the
yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy.
I didn't.
I had a feeling that that was the stat. Yeah, it's the only place where he hasn't scored in the
Wow.
Prem. So
Mm-hmm.
when
No
you
one our
combine,
luck bringing this up. He's gonna go and score.
Brother.
He's gonna go
Yep.
and score now, man.
but the thing is,
Yeah.
they can be got at SST. K8, as you said, the firepower that they have. When you look at it, remember, so both guys going to be playing right back. Obviously, Frimpong and Bradley are out. Bradley and Joe Gomez are all out for them. So you've got
Mm-hmm.
Szoboszlai and right back. Not saying that he can't do a decent job, but that's not his position. When
It
you look
limits
at
him so much when he
yeah,
plays that wing back. It
what,
limits
what,
him so much.
when you look at Kanate and Van Dijk, this isn't the Kanate and Van Dijk of last season. You can see the vulnerabilities there. Um, Kirkes at left back, he's been piss poor. So their defense, just as much as City's defense can be got at, Liverpool's defense can be got at. The battle in midfield is going to be an interesting one because you're looking at obviously McAllister, Gravenberch, and Vert. Who, to be fair, ST, we have to eat a little bit of humble pie because
Yeah, he's
he's starting to do the business now.
yeah.
He's getting
You know
goals.
what? I did say that, but I said that he wasn't. I said it wasn't that he wasn't playing badly. I just said that he wasn't scoring goals and he wasn't doing enough. I didn't say he wasn't playing badly. But
Mm.
yes, now we can give him credit. He's adding now. He's now showing the sort of player that he is.
Yeah,
And I
and
think
he's adding the
Influence in
goals.
games
I
now.
mean,
Yeah.
the feat that he got for the equaliser against Newcastle when he got into the pocket of Spate and the quick feet and then the cut back to
That
Ekitike.
shows he's got confidence. His
Yeah,
confidence is coming. He's like,
yeah,
feels like
because
yeah,
he's a
he's
talented
here.
player.
yeah. He is.
It's not about his football. It's not about his
He's got a
footballing
lot.
ability.
He's got a lot of talent. But Ekitike, if I'm Ekitike, I'm licking my lips at
Yeah,
Gay and Kuzmanov. I am licking my lips at that prospect. If I'm Mo Salah against O'Reilly, I'm looking at that and
beast him
thinking,
up.
yeah, this is good food. But if I'm Haaland, I'm like, listen, I've got to get up for this. Same with Semenyo. Semenyo up against Kirkez is light work. Or even if he's
They
on the
know each
other side,
other.
even if, all right, fair enough, he's on the other side. So Soboslai's a very good player, but he's not a defender. So again, you'll be looking at exploiting that. So there are weaknesses there for Liverpool, but I think the bigger weaknesses are they there for Manchester City. And I'm struggling to make a case. But look, it's a big game. We've seen stranger things happen in big games. KA, what are you saying?
But score
What, no
prediction.
3-0, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a hard one. I just hope for a Liverpool W, man. But just quickly, ST made a good point about Kirkes and Semenyo knowing each other, knowing each other's game, playing,
Oh yeah,
going
Bournemouth,
against
innit?
each
Yeah, yeah.
other.
They played at Bournemouth together. Yeah,
Yeah, in training so many times. So hopefully that can nullify
it's
that
gonna be
side of
interesting. Yeah,
City. But well, I don't know. I'm just hoping for a City win, man. Give me 2-0,
A
give me
City
you
3.
mean
win.
Oh,
Liverpool?
sorry,
City win. He
Liverpool
means
win.
Nah,
Liverpool.
Sorry,
see,
I
nah,
mean,
that's your inner. That's your inner.
I mean Liverpool win.
Nah, that's your
I mean
subconscious
Liverpool.
talking. That's your
So
subconscious talking because you want a title race. That's why. That's why you said
oh,
that.
I want my Liverpool to
Man, say
win
it's too
so
easy.
that and not score, so that there's no goal difference. And we need that extra little buffer as well. So yeah,
So what are we saying? Did you
Liverpool
say
win.
2-0?
Yeah, give me 2-0.
Okay. ST.
3-1 Liverpool.
That's the same score as me. Goal difference 2-0.
Yeah, 3-1 Liverpool. I think Liverpool got too much firepower and Vitz is playing too well.
You
Like,
play well.
and I don't trust. Sorry, I don't trust City's defense
I'm gonna
and midfield.
I'm gonna agree with ST. I was gonna say 3-1 as well. 3-1
Mhm.
Liverpool. I think City will score. I think Semenyo will score, but I think Ekitike and Vert are gonna eat against Manchester
Too
City. I
much.
really do.
Mhm.
Obviously, for ST's perspective, that obviously pains him to say it because it means that potentially Arsenal can go 9 points clear um,
I,
at the.
if I'm honest, as much as I troll Arsenal, I think you lot have got the league. I think you lot will win the league. If I'm
Oh, we
being
know,
very
we know,
honest,
we know it's over, but obviously it's not over until it's officially over. But
I
we
think
We're still
Arsenal
we're only in February, so
yeah, but Man City will drop too many points.
Man City will do
They're
too
not
many
that
February,
good.
points, and
man.
we've seen what Villa do. Anytime
I
there's some
never worried about
pressure
Villa at all, man.
pressure
Villa,
applied to Villa, they crumble. But
And they got a lot of injuries, Villa as well. So
listen, we'll see what happens in the Super Sunday game between Liverpool and Manchester City at Anfield. But obviously, ST, in talking about Manchester City, obviously we've got to talk about the team that they played. Spurs, we obviously mentioned them having a lot of injuries, but showing the fighting spirit to come back, and obviously the Spurs hoodoo over Pep doesn't help them in the long run because obviously they are currently 14th,
14. Yeah.
struggling in the league, and when you look at their form, which makes this dropping points Man City even worse, since they won away at Palace, so since the turn of the year, they've won 2, drawn 4, and lost 3 in all comps. But I
hmm
think in the league, I don't think they've won at all in the league since the
They
turn of the
haven't.
year. They've drawn 4 and then lost 2. Yeah, am I right in saying that? Yeah, lost to Bournemouth, lost to
Mhm.
West Ham, and drawn 4. Um, so when you look at them, this was a good point for them, but it wasn't enough for them.
Mhm.
Um, but somehow Thomas Frank is still here. He still kept his job. This is what we wanted. So when we look at that, ST, look at their form, and then obviously look at us, and then we see that obviously we've won 3 in a row now. A difficult game against Fulham. We knew it was going to be a test. I said it was a different kind of test. It was dealing with the
Mhm.
mid block, dealing with the low block, dealing with the expectation. I won't say we passed with flying colours, but we didn't.
We didn't.
But we managed to get the win. We were 2-0 up, looking comfortable. Sesko had a chance to make it 3-0 with the header, hit the post. And then, as we tend to do, some shit happens and then teams get back in. Harry Maguire, unnecessary. Well, I think it was a necessary slide, but if you're going to slide that you have to win the ball. Gives away a penalty. It was a stonewall penalty. Um, Jimenez puts it top bins, and then Kevin with a friggin' bro, what a strike that was. And then Sesko getting the winner. So ST, what did you take from the game against Fulham, and what does that make you? How does that make you feel going into this game against Spurs, which is obviously the other big game of the weekend?
So I think we spoke about this in the group. Both me and you probably agree, and a lot of Man United supporters don't agree with us. I actually generally don't think Man United did what he had to do, but I was criticizing the midfield because I'm a huge Kobe fan. I don't think Kobe played well that match. I don't even think Bruno played that well that match, but I just think we did well in moments because I see a lot of um, people are happy with the actual performance. We played well in spurts. I can't lie, we did do a lot well. There was a lot of things we did well, but there were things where we'll still give them the ball quite often. And I thought Fulham played very well. I thought Fulham kept
They
the
did.
ball really well.
They
I
did.
thought they attacked very well. I thought it'd be a low block, but they weren't playing a low block.
It was a mid block.
And to be honest, a mid block. But to be honest, I think Marco Silva kind of cost them the game because he made a lot of defensive changes, and it kind of brought after the 2-2, and it kind of brought Man United back into the game. But irrespective of that, I'm happy with the way Man United are playing. It's clear to see that we have patterns of play and we have a system. I think defensively we're better structured. Um, I think in the midfield, again, we lacked a little bit of quality, barring Casemiro, because I thought Casemiro was man of the match. I
Cass
thought he
was
was
brilliant.
fantastic.
Cass was
I
brilliant.
thought he was, I thought he was absolutely, I thought he was outstanding. Like I can't even lie to you, I thought he was brilliant. And then obviously we've got the firepower, which is lovely to have, where we have firepower where we get goals from anywhere now. We
Mm.
look like we're going to score, which is credit to Carrick and Steve Holland. I would say, that was a 6 out of 10 for me. That performance, like it was all right. There's still a lot of improvements we have to make, but
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were good. In terms of Tottenham, we can beat Tottenham, but I do think if the chances that Fulham do, and if Tottenham play the way that they play,
The
I do
second
think it
half.
will play into the second half. It will cause Man United problems, but I do think Man United it will play into Man United's hands. I think we have enough to beat them, but again, it's not going to be as easy as people think it was because Man United in recent times have struggled really badly against Tottenham. Even though I do think last time we played Tottenham at White Hart Lane, I do think Man United should have won, but we struggle with Tottenham again. Pace as well in the midfield can cause us issues. Even though I do think Casemiro has done extremely well, I do think Man United can attack them going forward because Tottenham's defense isn't the greatest. Um, I think we have the better keeper. I mean, there's a lot of things that Man United fans can be hopeful. I'm hopeful. Um, I would like to say we could win this match, but yeah, I can take a lot of confidence and then be wary of what Tottenham are doing. Like confidence in the sense that I do think Man United have the style to beat Tottenham, but especially the second half from Tottenham, we know that they're dangerous and we can't take them lightly. So yeah.
No, no, we can't take them lightly. And as bad as they, as I said, as bad as they've been, what they showed against Manchester City is that they're not as awful as what people expect them to be. And a big plus for them is having Solanke back. I think the expectation is Van der Ven's going to be back, and we know how much problems Van der Ven causes us. Um, I'm not sure if anyone else is going to be back, but them having those two back and playing well is a positive for them. You mentioned the streak. We lost every single game against Tottenham last season. All 4 games we lost, including the Europa League final. We lost every single game against Tottenham last season. Ange left undefeated against us. That's how bad it was. Our record against Tottenham: 2 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses in all competitions.
Yeah.
Those 2 wins, came early. We haven't beaten Tottenham in 8 games in all competitions. The facts are there. I think the 3 draws and 5 losses in all comps. That's the last 5 results against Tottenham. Last 8 results against Tottenham. Our last win against Tottenham was in 2022. That's how bad this streak goes on for. The hoodoo has to be broken, because this was us against Tottenham in the 2010, where we used to, what Arsenal are now with Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham's going to turn up. Doesn't matter if it's home or away. We're going to beat them. Tottenham have turned us into whipping boys. So, and we saw with City the first half and the contrast to the second half. As much as you may think Tottenham are absolute garbage, they can change everything, and the hoodoo matters. And right now they've got it over us.
Sounds like they have it over Manchester.
Yeah, they've got it over Manchester.
Bro, they do.
That's exactly what it is. And you couple with that with the fact that they play better away from home in the league than they do at home. 5 of their 7 wins in the league have been away from home. So this isn't a given. This isn't, oh yeah, we're just going to turn up, and because we've got the new manager bounce that we're going to do something. This is going to be a difficult game. But it has to be a game that we win, ST, because this is the other test. We passed the test of going into the Manchester derby. Can we keep our emotions in check and win against our rivals? We passed the test of being heavy underdogs against Arsenal, go into a ground where we haven't won in however long. We passed the test of dealing with a mid-block at home and the expectation. This is a different test. Can we beat a team that's been beating us for however long, who have the confidence, irrespective of what we think about them right now? A lot of those players that have been beating us are still there. So they will go there to Old Trafford saying to themselves, we can beat these because we always beat these. That's an embarrassment in itself as a Manchester United fan, that Tottenham fans are saying we can go to Old Trafford and we'll beat them because we always beat them. So they have to. They haven't got a choice. They have to win this game. And we've got the players to do it. Yes, I agree with you in the midfield. It's going to be a problem if they're playing Sarr and Basuma. They got more legs than us. But we need to control the game more. What we did against Fulham, we can't let happen again. We allowed them to have the ball way too much. Tottenham ain't that kind of team. But we have to get Javi Simmons, because Javi Simmons controlled that second half against Manchester City. He was causing problems. Harry Maguire and Martinez have to deal with Solanke. Solanke likes scoring against us. He scored against us for Spurs, and he was scoring against us for Bournemouth. He likes playing against us. Van der Ven, we know what he did when he ran from inside his own half into our half and scored. So this thing of, oh yeah, because we're on this run and Spurs are on this run, doesn't matter. We have to win the game, because we should have won at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium earlier this season, and we didn't. Mainly Amarin's fault, but we had to end up coming back. But this is the situation that we're in. We have to win this game, because again, the pressure's on. Chelsea should have lost to West Ham. They ended up winning. Newcastle, we thought was going to be a difficult game for Liverpool. They ended up winning. We're saying Liverpool are going to beat Manchester City. Can't remember who Chelsea are playing, but it could be a result where they win the game. So it's another must-win game for us if we want to stay third and keep the gap between us and the rest.
Chelsea are winning. They're playing Wolves.
Yeah, so Chelsea are going to beat Wolves. So again, it's going to be one of them ones where we have to win. We have to win this game. Kay, obviously, you're the outside looking in. Obviously, you're not really fond of either team, which I completely understand. How do you see this game going? What do you think about this game?
John, I don't even mind United. Obviously, there's that level of respect from our days going toe to toe in the 90s, early 2000s. So there is that respect there. Um, from one small club to another big club, there's that respect. I let you decide. No, I'll tell you, Arsenal are the bigger club. Don't think about that
Yeah,
too
but
hard.
we're not doing that. We
Uh,
already established that, bro.
but no, I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a good game. Being at Old Trafford, as you said, Tottenham play better away, so they won't have that pressure of the fans getting on their back. Frank can hold his Arsenal cups in peace, yeah, and hide in the Man United dugout. Yeah, he's a silver member at Emirates, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
So so yeah, no, Frank, yeah. So no, I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be a good game. Two teams going for similar sort of having similar goals and targets in place. So they'll both kind of even though in different places in some ways, but they're both kind of evenly matched. So it should be a good match. And I still think a home win. I think Man United will still have enough to beat Spurs.
Mm.
Um, I think Spurs will have their Spursy moments, and they won't have enough. Man United should put them away with, especially the form they're on, the bounce that they've got going. Um, they'll go into that game with confidence. So I think Man United should be able to take the victory on this one.
Yeah, what's your prediction?
Prediction. Well, I just brought Bruno into my team, man. So I'm hoping two goals from Bruno, man. So, no, yeah, I think I'll say 2-1, Man United.
ST.
I was gonna say 2-1. I'll say 2-1. Actually, no, let me change it. You know what? Let me be hopeful. 2-0 Man United.
Yes. I thought you were gonna say 3.
No, 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 no. We're not doing 3.
It could
You
be
know what?
easily. It could be.
I don't think so. I think the men's is drew another clean sheet. He deserves it, by the way. He's been really good for us. We already know what TJ's gonna say. He always bets against Man United. Man's gonna say 3-0 Tottenham, innit? So go
I
on,
think it's,
TJ.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Ooh,
I think
okay.
it's going to be. I
Fair.
think it's going to. I think it's going
That's
to
the
be.
most. You know what?
I think
That's
it's
the
going to be a
most
1-1 draw.
optimistic. That's the most
Especially you're gonna
optimistic
get
I've
in
ever
it.
seen you.
I think
That's
it's
what I'm
going to be.
saying.
I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I really do. And we
hope not.
should beat them, but I don't know. I just, when you just get these feelings, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I
Don't say
think,
it.
I
Don't say
think,
it.
I
Just
think it's a
stay
little.
stay with the draw.
I
You could
think
have
it's
took
a little
yourself
bit
into a loss.
little bit of PTSD because they've beaten us so many times. But
Mm.
I think it might be a 1-1 draw. But listen, hopefully we get the W and it makes it 4 in a row, and then Carrick beats Amaroom's streak of 14 months and not getting four wins in a row. And obviously it gives my man that one game closer to be able to cut his hair. Um,
Bro, poor guy
You
needs to
getting
cut his
knocked
hair.
out in all the
Hopefully.
cups, yeah, was the best thing for him, man. It was the best thing
not
that ever
even,
happened.
not even, not even. But now it's
No,
a
it's the
big game.
worst thing for him.
It's a
Of
big
course, he's
game.
gonna lose his clout once he cut his hair. No one's gonna care about him.
Yeah, but obviously, like
No, people. No,
gaining the clout and the traction that he's already had. That's been going on for so long that
no, but
I think
he'll
I
get
think,
something, man.
I think people are getting bored of it now. People like when people were saying it before, it was banter. I think now most rival fans want him to be able to cut his hair now because it's gone on for so long. So sad, but listen, it's two massive games on the
Yeah.
weekend that we have double header: Man City, Spurs, Man United, Spurs on the Saturday, and then Liverpool City on the Sunday. So people tune in. Let's see what happens. KA, obviously, we said it was been a good week for you. Obviously, we said I think the question posed from the both of us was what happens if you don't beat Leeds and City beat Spurs. Obviously, that didn't transpire. City dropped points. You lot had an emphatic victory against Leeds, absolutely smashing them. I don't think, even though I know you guys wanted to win, I don't think anybody would have thought, with the current form that Leeds are in, that it would have been so emphatic that you lot beat them. And then obviously you then went on midweek to cement your place in the Carabao Cup final, beating Chelsea 1-0. What was it? 4-2 on aggregate?
4-2 on aggregate.
4-2 on aggregate, and booking your place in the Carabao Cup final against obviously Manchester City, who kind of walked it against Newcastle. Let's just let us know how you felt about obviously the Leeds victory, and then obviously getting to your first cup. Is this the first cup final since the FA Cup?
Yes, first trip back to
Yeah.
Wembley. Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. We've had a lot of semi-finals where we faltered. Arteta doesn't have a good record in semi-finals. But yeah, we got over that, and yeah, we're back in a final. Leeds. I actually didn't get to see the game, so I saw the highlights for that. But I listened to parts of it on the radio, and it seemed like a very professional performance from the boys. We all knew that what the potential slip up could mean. They knew that it was a hard place to go to. Ellen Road, Leeds have got one of the best home records in the league. I think we're the first, if I'm not mistaken, we may be the first team to beat them at Ellen Road, or one of only a few. So
I think you're one of two, actually. I think you're one of two. I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. So so they knew it was going to be an easy type of game that you could mess up, and if this was, you could say, if this was Arsenal from old, we would have gone there, we would have slipped up. So we put in a very professional performance, had a few changes, and people did the business. And I'm liking that all three of our strikers are getting goals. Even with all the changes, all the rotation, they're getting. Wait, TJ, you frozen? Oh,
No, I'm here.
I thought you froze.
No, I'm here.
Because SC as well is quite still. I was like, am I talking to myself?
No, we're listening to you.
Am I talking to myself?
Yeah, no, we're listening to you, innit, bro? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Because if the anti-truth was here, it'd be a whole lot of hooting and hollering.
That guy, listen, I would even give him the time of day. At least with you, I respect you. You can talk with him.
I appreciate
Let me not even start.
Yeah, but no, what I just take from that is a very professional performance. We went there, did the business, got the 3 points, and it was a performance that put a lot of confidence back in the team. And you could like dissect it and break it down. Like, Arteta took some risks in terms of
team selection.
Team selection, and even dropping the captain, which is a big call.
Is he sorry to cut you off, Katie, because obviously you said you dropped him, but also he wasn't in the squad on Tuesday.
So he's picked up an injury, but
okay.
I'm not actually sure what it is. So we could potentially get a run for Eze in that position again whilst he's out. But Leeds he was benched because of his performances weren't to his standards, and Arteta had a few things to say. Kind of half-heartedly kind of threw him on the bus a little bit. But when he talked about players having their own freedom, but I'm not always pleased of like what he does, and he drops back a bit. He kind of like threw a couple of shady comments in there, but I think it was rightfully so. But then when he came on, he got the assist for the Jesus goal, and he performed. It was like he actually got the message. So respect to Odegaard and big him up for his performance against Leeds. Madueke, obviously, you don't know. I'm critics with him, but
that guy.
Oh my days, bro!
That guy is rubbish. He actually.
That guy is rubbish. No,
he's rubbish.
But
against Leeds, he did all right. Now we have to kind of give props where due. He got the assist.
No, he played well against Leeds. He did.
And obviously got a goal from the corner, which the PGML eventually gave to him. So he's finally got a Premier League goal this season. Finally, no, he's trash, but you have to give props where it's due. I know. How much money did we pay for him as well? But still, but no, give flowers and dues where due. Very professional performance.
Villa and Spurs are the only other teams that have beat Leeds at home.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you lot have done the thing. Yeah, it's difficult to go there. We struggled.
Yeah, man. So it's a good day.
It was, and I think from a league perspective, before we get into the cup, it had to be done. You had to put a performance out there, obviously after losing to us the week before, um, and you did that. And there were some people that were thinking, "Is this?" Because obviously February is normally the month that things tend to go wrong for Arsenal. So putting that statement win out there, and obviously it's a result that you wanted that probably didn't expect. Obviously, City dropping points, which makes it even better. And then obviously going into this weekend, I know it's not going to be the easiest game going up against Sunderland, but you would expect that you guys would win that game. But just to the Carabao, just to the Carabao Cup final, obviously first cup final since the FA Cup final, which Arteta won, beating Chelsea. Just how did you see that performance? Because uh, from a from a Chelsea perspective, they looked like they only played the match for half an hour. The last half an hour is when they went for it. But for you lot, I think it showed a different side to you guys that you can just dig in, grind out a result when you've got a lead. How did you see that performance against Chelsea in the cup midweek?
Yeah, yeah, no, I thought it was a good performance where we understood the assignment and we played what the game that was in front of us. It seems like Arteta understood that we didn't have to go out and chase the game. The onus was on Chelsea, especially with us being at home, having the lead. Some would argue, go out dead game in the first half an hour. Don't give them any hope. But although that being a great tactic, if you went out and tried to dead the game in the first half an hour and Chelsea got an early goal, it's 3-3,
Mm,
anyone's game. So I think we play. I think, but at the same time, I understood what Chelsea were trying to do. If you take a step back, when you're watching the game, you're like, "What are they doing, man? Like, come on, you guys need to go. You guys are losing." Like, but Vicino has a couple of like wild takes, but makes it. It kind of made sense what he said when he said that if he's been a pundit, if they'd won, everyone would say he's genius tactics.
mm, yeah,
But they lost, so they're saying that it didn't make sense. Um, so you could argue it's a bit in the middle, 50-50, but it leans towards it didn't make sense just because you left it too long with your subs and your
mm,
changes in your personnel.
mm,
Because Esteval, if he's come back and he's like, I'm good to play, why put him on the bench?
yeah,
He's only been away for a week back in Brazil. Like he can't be that jet lagged
yeah.
to not play. Put him in from the start. If you're gonna bring on Palmer, he still ain't got the legs in him, back from injury. Bring on Palmer, bring on Neto, which I think they did as well. And the other changes.
No, no, Neto wasn't in the squad. It was crap Nacho that they brought on.
Oh yeah, sorry. And yeah, sorry. Garnacho. I thought there was someone else that
Oh,
they brought on.
Bro,
Um,
just on that,
another crap guy, bro.
just
Imagine him having
no,
him
but
and Marmaduke on the same. Oh my days, bro.
well, he came on and he scored in the first leg, got a
Yeah, I don't know
goal
how.
that
Yeah, it's
that kept
criminal.
him in a tie.
Arteta should have been
So
sacked for that alone, letting him score
yeah.
two.
How are you letting school?
Like,
And
honestly,
and now I know most Chelsea fans, apart from cooking with Rash, are complaining about Garnacho.
bro, because he's
Everybody I know,
rubbish,
apart
bro.
from
We told people
he's
this guy's
dead.
rubbish, bro.
mm,
Like, but
We
everyone's
did.
trying to do this thing where no, it's United. That's the problem. This guy is crap, bro. I told people from day in 2, 3 years time he's gonna be playing for Osasuna, bro. That's his
Don't
level of
insult us.
football.
Don't insult us sooner. It will be. It will probably be Albacete or someone in the second
Yeah,
division. We're
bro.
that terrible.
Terrible, terrible. But carry on, Kay. Sorry.
I even forgot what I was gonna say, but no, that Chelsea, it was an interesting setup from Chelsea, especially from a team who's away from home and needed the goals to at least send it to extra time penalties. So it was an interesting performance, but I'll take him. I'll take him. I'd rather be boring. It wasn't the best game of football. Um, I'd rather play that game and get through to the final and uh and hopefully lift that trophy.
100%. How you feeling about obviously it's Manchester City, it's not Newcastle. How you feeling about that?
Um, I'm happy. I'm happy with actually it being City. If you kind of take a step back and think about beating City, what it will do for the team. I
Mm.
know there's that narrative about oh it gets you to a springboard winning the cup to go on and do bigger and better things. Well, that's not really true. It's only true for the better teams, the teams that are in all are chasing titles on all fronts. Because Newcastle won Carabao Cup, sorry. Um, and what do they do afterwards? It doesn't always
Yeah,
springboard you into bigger and better things because it just gives you whatever you were trying to achieve that season. It gives
yeah.
you an extra push for that thing. It doesn't mean you're going to go on to do more and overachieve. It
Mm.
it just like if you're chasing top four, it gives you a boost for top four. It doesn't automatically mean you're going to win the league because you won. I keep calling it Kylie. I'm sharing my age here, but it doesn't mean you're going to win bigger win Champions League because you won the Carabao Cup. So but Arsenal being Arsenal where they are, it will be a springboard. And why I'm kind of happy it's City in a way is because it will be a massive boost mentality wise and character wise because City are our closest rivals. So if we
Mm.
beat them in a one-off game, it will give so much confidence to the team and it will do more for Arsenal winning the title. But the thing is, if we lose, I don't think that the effect is as detrimental because it just means, all right, cool, scratch that one off. Being in February, especially so the game was in March, but being in February now, if we build up a lead, win our
Yeah.
games, build up momentum leading into that, and let's say City drop points, this is a best case scenario, and we've already got a gap. If we lose, it's just business as usual, and then we've got that. We can afford to, if we do sort of like, need to pick our heads up, and like we might be down for a couple of games, we can kind of afford it.
No,
So it
no.
depends. There's so many scenarios and like narratives and so many permutations. But overall, I think being City, it'll kind of give us a challenge as well, and it'll also get to show us where we are. Um,
Mhm.
and if we win, it'll be a big game. It'll be a big thing for the team. But if we lose, business as usual. Let's crack on, go for that Premier League.
No, no, fair enough. I think you've summed that up well. Obviously, there's other end of the spectrum that where City could be 1 point behind you, and then you lose that, and your season falls to shit. And
That's worst case, literal worst case scenario.
Mhm.
so there is that scenario, and put that into perspective as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the both of you play your second leg of Champions League games the Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday before that final. So it could
I
be a
think
case
it's
of where um, you guys could potentially be either in or out of the next run of Champions League. I think if I saw it correctly, don't quote me on that. But no, I think I agree with you that obviously it's City now. You know what the deal is. Obviously, you can park it because it's not until March. You can try and build a lead. Obviously, if you've got a 9 point lead or more, it's like brilliant, and you can go into the. It's like a free hit almost in this cut because like some of the pressure will be released because it's like we're so far ahead in the league, could potentially be through in the Champions League, and we can just go for it in the cup. And if we win, brilliant. As you said, it's a springboard, especially beating City and saying, "All right, cool, we will. This is ours, not just the cup, but the league." But if you lose, all right, fine, we've lost, but we're still X amount of points ahead in the Premier League, so it will come. So yeah, nah, it completely makes sense what you said, and I think that's a positive way of looking at it. ST finally, just a little
Mhm.
speak on Chelsea. Obviously, they now are obviously out of the Carabao Cup. Um, Obviously by KA's back display pic. Uh, a couple of their players were very upset with the tears and whatnot. Just like, what's your take on Rafinha's start to his Chelsea career? Obviously, the only 2 games he's lost has been against Arsenal. To be fair to him, he's beaten Napoli, he's beaten West Ham, beaten obviously one in the FA Cup. But how are you feeling these few games in? What do you think is Rafinha and how he's taken over at Chelsea at the moment?
Okay, so I'm going to be very fair and very honest, as per usual. he originally, for the other games that he's won, he's originally got the starting lineups incorrect, but he's rectified them and brought the correct substitutions. So I'll give him credit for that, especially in the West Ham match and the Napoli matches. However, man, I'm not convinced by him at all.
Dead
Like
food.
dead. Like I watched it, I was like, no, no, and I already know. Even little things like, for example, you were talking off air, TJ. Um, him going to the camera and telling the Arsenal players in their own stadium to stay in their own half. Maybe it was tongue in cheek, but I'm like, little things like that, the mentality, he doesn't have the mentality at
That
this
weren't
moment
tongue
in
in
time to be
cheek,
at the
man.
big club.
All them F bombs, that weren't tongue in cheek, man.
No, that's what I'm saying. And then obviously for Fana crying, I don't understand why you're crying. It's like you didn't even try, if I'm being very honest. Um, um Chelsea didn't set up to win. He didn't set up to win against Arsenal. You're 3-2 down. You know you have to score. And again, as KA correctly said, you're not putting on your best attacking players. And the one that's been injured the most in Cole Palmer, you started him when he didn't need to be started. You could have put
No, he didn't.
Estaval
Palmer
on.
didn't start. He
Palmer
came
didn't
on.
start.
Palmer didn't
He
Then I'm
start.
played. He
saying,
played. He played
oh,
the
sorry,
lap.
sorry, so yeah.
He played
Yeah,
the
sorry.
lap.
So you
I
played,
think, which
sorry, that's what
I
I
That's
meant.
like
think,
the
Apologies.
wildest thing,
I
like
think,
the lap.
Apologies.
I think the lap was a
Delap, sorry,
criminal
apologies.
offence. The lap is right. The
Apologies,
lap
played,
did nothing.
apologies. I
Mm,
meant Delap, sorry. I didn't mean Cole Palmer. I meant
mm.
Delap, sorry, you got corrected me. Yeah, you're playing Delap who, and you played him in out of position. That was the weirdest thing. You didn't even play him in his perfect position. What is he going to do out wide? He's going to do nothing because he's not that sort of player. When I saw that, I said, yeah, he's cooked. And obviously, Chelsea are still getting wins, but nah, I'm not convinced by him. He's not going to be here long. He's going to be another one of the seconds.
Oh,
Who's going
man,
to get sacked quicker? Him, or the Celtic manager, the former
nah,
Celtic
I
manager.
can't. I can't see Chelsea sacking him purely because of obviously the reason why they brought him in. They wanted a yes man. They wanted a yes man. They
Mm,
brought him in from Strasbourg. I just don't see it happening. But I agree with you. I don't think he is it. Listen, we need to give him the time. We need to give him
mhm.
a chance to get his own players in and establish his authority into this team. But from what I've seen so far, I just don't see it. That West Ham
I was like, no.
first half proved a lot to me, and it proved a lot of his
Hmm.
inexperience and him not understanding his players. Because I'm sorry, you don't start crap Nacho if you've got Pedro Neto and Palmer and all them man on the bench. You just don't. Crap Nacho, there's a reason why we sold him. There is a reason
Hmm.
why we sold him, and why we were so grateful that Chelsea were dumb enough to take him, because we know this guy is just not good. Um, and he needs to understand that that rotation that he's trying to do with Chelsea isn't going to
It's
work
not
in the
working.
Premier League. It might, like, depending on who they've got in FA Cup next, can't remember. But if they've got a lower league team, yeah, it could work for that. But in this crunch time coming into the league, in the Champions League, you can't do
No,
something like that. And he's got to learn very,
no.
very quickly. But I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt. He's a young manager. He's learned his trade. It's a massive jump for him. But I
He's
just
a brother
don't.
as well. We want him to. We want him to. Well,
Oh
we
yeah, he's
want
a
him to
brother
do
as
well
well.
to
So
an
we want
extent.
him to. Well, no, we don't. Well, I don't,
No,
because
no,
as
no,
long as
no,
Chelsea
no.
are
We
suffering,
okay.
I'm happy. But
Yeah,
as long as he keeps the job while Chelsea are suffering, then I'm even
yeah.
happier, because the brother's still in charge, but Chelsea are suffering. And that's what we want. We want the pain and suffering from Chelsea. There's no greater joy than watching Chelsea lose and suffer. And that's what we need, bro. That's 100% what we need. What we need. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap up there. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the Spurs and Manchester City game. Is the Spurs who do forever going to be on Manchester City? Will Pep ever break it? Let us know what you think about the big game of the weekend: City versus Liverpool, Spurs versus Man United. Who you got? Do you think Liverpool are going to absolutely ransack and destroy um, Man City and give Mr. KA what he wants, which is a 9 point lead in the league? Or can City do something? Can City find a way to get something out of that game and cut the gap with Arsenal? Let us know what you think about United and Spurs. Do you think Spurs are going to continue to keep this streak going of beating or not losing to Manchester United, or are Manchester United going to break the curse that has been going on for far too long? Let us know what you think about obviously Arsenal. They're in the Carabao Cup final. Obviously, it looks like Sunderland is next, and if they do go 9 points clear, do you think that Mr. KA is going to finally admit that the league is over? Listen, and let us know what you think about Chelsea. Let us know what you think about Rafinha. Do you think he's the man for the job? Are we being too harsh? Do you think he needs some more time, or are you like me, where in which I say give him a lifetime deal and let Chelsea suffer and rot in the bottom of the league table where they belong? Listen, we want to hear from you. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up at the same time. Share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guys, Mr. KA and ST, as usual. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I appreciate you.
People coming up next. I said it. I'm going to get it done. All-Star Weekend is coming up. So I'm going to get the truth back. We are going to bring NBA talk back with Mr. KA. And obviously, Footy Chat will be back. We'll be back because we also got midweek games next week. So we may be back after those. So it may be a completely different picture to what the league table currently is now. But we'll definitely be back after those and then leading into the FA Cup weekend. But people, listen, stay safe out there, be safe, and we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.